all that. So,
Wow.
yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't,
yeah.
even if I tried. People are like, what the fuck? Well, it's
Yeah,
just like
well,
any other show where we had a conversation before the cameras started, so fucking relax.
yeah, all right. Just know that
Well,
I
for the
quit some
show,
stuff that he can't quit. It was probably being cool. So, hey, welcome everybody. We got the Kayfabe Marks podcast here. My name's Adam.
Tyler,
That's Tyler. And we're happy you're here with us, right?
yeah, you ready
What are
for
you
this
looking
shit?
for? You looking for CM Punk's WrestleMania main event? Is that what
Ooh,
you're
you
looking
know
for?
what? Since it was my birthday Friday,
Ooh. Again, happy birthday.
32,
Yeah.
my wife, get that right up into the camera there, if I can get the, there we go.
Want my drink.
That is an autographed CM Punk Panini Prism card. Authentic.
You're telling me right now that that's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the worst looking sandwich I've ever seen.
What? I'd
I
eat
mean,
anything with CM Punk signed.
don't say that. Don't put that out there. Listen, I don't know much about much, but I know there's some weird people out there, and they all like wrestling. So, don't
It's true.
don't say that.
Food
So,
wise and not shit. There.
uh, okay, that's a little bit better. Well, hey, we're gonna crack one for the episode tonight,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you know, well, I'm gonna do this at the beginning this time because so I think I'm gonna get that next time because I keep
It's
passing it and I'm
delicious.
like, you like it, Shane likes it. I've seen a lot of people drink that Soul, and I've never had it. So,
I call this my
um,
warm up beer because it's not 4.2. It's like 3.5, but it
yeah,
tastes delicious. You knock 3 or 4 of these down, then you're like, all right, now I'm ready for the real beer. And then you actually start your count too. So, I'm not actually an alcoholic because I only had 10 beers. These don't count.
those don't count. No, no, those are
Mm-mm.
light. So Cass one day said to us in the group chat, said, "Why don't you take shots of things that you like? You know, and stop taking all these bad shots." And I was like, "No,
Mm-mm.
no, no."
That's what I
So,
told her.
because of that, Cass, we're gonna take another Malort shot today, and this is the worst shot that I've ever had in my life, and I'm gonna take it again because I stand up to tyranny, okay?
Yeah.
And that's tyranny. I am, however, going to take it out of our Wildlife Prairie Park shot glass. They don't pay
Fancy.
me. We just went there this weekend, right?
Oh.
We're members now, so we can just go, right? It's a conservation place. We're looking at possibly having Ezra's birthday out there, if not like a full birthday party because that'd be crazy, but like just a
Yeah.
small little thing. Um, some stuff that he's really wanted to do. But we went out there this last weekend, walked around for a bit. My fat butt didn't die, so I'm gonna give a shout out to Wildlife Prairie
There you
Park
go.
for not making me die. But Cass, this is on you. Oh, that is disgusting. That is
What bothers
oh,
me is you can.
fruit
Oh,
punch makes
never
it worse.
mind. I almost
Oh
said it that you can play it down so good, but no, never mind.
no, fruit punch makes that worse. All right. Now we know fruit punch makes Jepson's Malort way worse.
Jesus Christ, I don't think
Hmm.
much would make it better.
I think you're correct. Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
correct. All right. Now that we got that out of the way today, we got some stuff to talk about. We're gonna do. We're gonna go over just the results, right, of Raw and SmackDown. We're not gonna dig too deep.
No more reviews.
Yeah,
Do you guys watch the show just like we do? And if you're watching us, I'm sure the last thing you want to do is listen to us talk about what you just watched for half an hour.
right.
We'll share the
And
results and
yeah,
maybe a sentence or two about the match, but for the most part, anything that we're reviewing that would matter is going to be in our news and rumors
yeah,
segment. So you'd
yeah,
hear about it anyway, and so it just
yeah.
kind of felt silly still doing reviews. That's not what kind of show this is. We want to show you guys more of our personality. Can't really show our personality when we're
Or lack
reviewing
thereof.
other people's personalities.
Right.
So
Or lack thereof.
yeah,
Yeah, and really just honestly, it's just about making sure that we can talk about the things that we really want to talk about. Like this result stuff is really just to kind of set up the rest of it anyway. So
Yep.
um, yeah, we'll run through those. We'll talk about a little bit about what's happened. I'll start off with Raw here. Tyler will have SmackDown, and then Tyler, you're going to jump into uh, some some news and rumors that we have. And then we will kick off a top 10. This is a true top 10 to what we normally do, right? Top
Yep.
10 and then five that we don't like. Top 10 WrestleMania entrances of all time. This is one that's near and dear to my heart, being the fan of the drama, the pageantry, the show, as long as it's not the New Day. And
Yeah, you're not gonna like my list.
yeah, I know. But but yeah, this is what I love. Like, and my buddy Shane always says, man, he's like, you could just watch like the entrances and the promos and never see a match and be a happy guy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm that dude. I'm sorry. I'm that guy. Like, I like the matches, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
I like to see a good 5-star match, Dave Meltzer, what's up? Okay.
Oh, we're gonna talk
Um,
about him today too.
yes, we are. But I also I care more about the drama. So this one is the top 10 that Tyler granted me to do. So let me have this one.
I did want to say,
Oh, yep. And that's
nice
a new one.
Taz shirt, keeping it
Yep.
going with not wearing the same shirt once or
I
twice,
think
whatever,
I
however
might
that
have wore
saying goes.
I might have wore this last week. I don't even know. I was, I was looking for a shirt, and the baby's sleeping, and she sleeps in our room. And my wife looked at me, and she was like, "You really want to wake this baby up to go find a shirt for your podcast?" And I was like, "No, no, dear, this one will do.
Yeah,
This one will do right here."
I
So
remember those days.
yeah,
No.
I was like, they don't care. So, Tyler, yes, because Tyler has some pretty dope ass shirts. I do not. So
Yeah, we're sitting at
all right,
about
buddy.
100.
That's incredible. I want to get there. I want to get there. I kind of want to do. Tell me what you guys think about this. We'll put it out on the TikToks and stuff too. But I was thinking about getting. I'm sure Tyler does this, but the crate that
Yeah. Um,
you know what I'm talking about. Man, I am struggling.
yeah, Pro Wrestling
The
Crate. That's where I
yeah
get two
the
shirts
pro
every other month. It used to be
the
monthly, but they made it bi-monthly. And at
yeah
first I was like, but then all of a sudden it was better stuff
yeah.
bi-monthly. Like everything was way more quality, and I'll
So
take that any day.
I was thinking maybe we could do like some unboxings for that stuff.
Oh, yeah, I should.
And
Yes.
I'll get it too. I'll get it too, and then we can unbox together.
Your
Um,
best bet would be to subscribe this month then, so the next one you'll get on time.
yeah, yeah. What time? When? Just right now, and we'll talk
Yeah,
later.
I'll send you the link after this.
Yeah, but we'll do that because I think that'd be fun, so people can kind of see what that is, and and then I can get some more shirts. So
Oh yeah. I
yeah,
love it. I freaking absolutely love it, and it's worth the. I think here in Minnesota, I think I pay like $41 and change
I'm in
every other
Illinois,
month.
so I'll probably pay $87 and change, and
Well, think about it.
48 of it goes to the government.
Right, you go on to WWE shop and one shirt is
Yeah,
$40. I'm getting two
right.
quality shirts, an autographed 8x10, um, a wrestling pin, which I have like a giant box of now because I've been
Hmm.
subscribed to these guys for 6 years. And then you get a micro brawlers figure. Actually, you get two, and
Right.
then you get miscellaneous stuff besides that. So it's so worth it just for the shirts and the autograph.
I don't want to step on that, but I can still taste that. Well, Lord, I really should not have done that before.
No.
We had to talk. That was stupid. Um, no, I'm into it. I'm gonna make sure I clear it with my accountant.
Yeah.
She's downstairs, and
Yep.
make sure the money works. But yeah, I think we'll get those. We'll get it in for next week, or I'm sorry, next month, and
Yeah.
uh, yeah, that'll be fun.
I
Cool,
mean,
you
you
wanna
could
hop into
even
it?
subscribe
Oh,
to it's called Cheap Heat, and you'll still get the two shirts and I think something else, and you could subscribe to two different ones. So Ezra's getting
yeah.
wrestling shirts too, or something.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Can I do two different? So I can do
Yeah.
like one for me and then one for him because.
Just use
Uh,
uh, just use your wife's email for a second one,
oh,
and then you
listen.
can
I
refer
don't want to take
yourself.
too much. I don't want to take too much time up on this, but can we just talk about this email thing for a minute?
Yeah.
So, so I called T-Mobile the other day. That's what I have
Oh
because
yeah.
because I wanted to get my MLB TV for free, and I just couldn't figure it out, man. I kept trying and logging in and logging in and logging in and logging in. I was going nuts. I was on the phone with this woman for 45 minutes, and I look at my wife and I say, "Do you think it might be my other email?" And she's like, "Really?" And I was like, I don't know. Maybe." And I look at my other email and boom, the first thing I see is reset password for MLB TV. I had to get back on the phone and tell this woman how sorry I was that I just wasted probably not wasted her. She's at work anyway. But I
Yeah.
had to tell her how sorry I was to make her think she was wrong. She wasn't. I'm just very convincing. She wasn't wrong. Like she was perfectly correct. And I apologized to her upwards, backwards, sideways. I took my first ever T-Mobile survey and wrote everything I could in about that woman because she was so patient. But I just wanted to share that with you, how stupid I felt after the email thing. So, yeah, sure, I can use her email. We'll sign up for that too.
Dude, I call Spectrum once a year, every year, and convince them to give me a lower price. All
That's
because of those
what we
the
did.
year and a half that me and you worked together selling
Yeah,
Spectrum and Sirius XM. And I swear to
yeah,
God, if I ever
yeah,
want Sirius
yeah.
XM, I'm getting it for cheap.
Still to this day, because I just got a new car for work, and so it came with like 3 months of Sirius XM, and I was like, oh, I'm about to hustle the crap out of this when this is done. Like you guys are out of your mind. I'll be paying pennies because I literally went to DC and trained for that with them.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that was
I
fun.
love it though because every year the guy's like,
Yeah,
I don't think I can do that. And then I'm like, no, I know you can do it.
yeah, I can
I
tell you
worked
what.
there for 2 years. I know you can do it. So
I
just
could
do
probably
it. And
tell
then
you
he'd be like, all right, I'll do it.
there was a point where I could probably tell you exactly what to type in. You know, like I could probably tell you the codes. So not anymore. It's been God, that's crazy. It's been almost 10 years since we've done that.
Jesus. Like seven, right? Seven?
Yeah, yeah, I think
Seven
7. I
sounds
mean,
right. I think I was
anything
24 or
past 5
20.
is almost 10.
Yeah, no, I was 23 or 24. Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I left in 2018.
Yeah, that's 7 years.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
crazy, crazy. All
We
right,
got
let's hop into this, my man.
all right. Hit
Um,
us with Raw.
yeah, I'll start with Raw. Raw kicked off. We had that Cody Rhodes and Cena interaction. We'll talk more about it. I'm sure we'll get into Cody and Cena as we build, through the weeks and more so now. But again, a good promo by both of them. You know,
Yeah.
solid promo, which led honestly kind of cool right into that tag team match with the Usos in A Town Down Under. I definitely thought, and we were just talking about this. I definitely thought his tag team opponent or his tag team partner was gonna be Captain Save-A-Ho Braun Strowman,
Hmm.
but I was thoroughly happily surprised
Yeah.
that it was Jimmy.
Yeah, it was really cool to have the Usos back together for one night.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep, and you had, I mean, obviously at the end of it, you had the Gunther stuff, and you're gonna keep having this. Anytime you see one of these guys, you're gonna have the other one beating the crap out of them. So I'm still here for it. I still like
Oh
it.
yeah.
Still love it.
Yeah.
So um, after that, we had our women's IC, right? We had our women's match. I don't really think there was too much backstage. I think we had uh, the Judgment Day segment. We had Lyra talking to Bailey, which comes up at the end of this match. Um, but then we get right into it, right? So we had Raquel versus Lyra for the IC title, the women's IC title. What'd you think about that match? Just real quick, just a couple.
Well, it was predictable in the way that I thought it would go.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it was good. It was nice to see Raquel in a singles match instead of a tag match or just being muscle on the outside of the ring.
yeah.
And I've been backing Lyra since day one of this podcast when I said she was the next big thing. So
Very
I
true.
still have yet to be corrected on that.
Well, and I won't do it, but I also saw that it was nice to see that Lyra face somebody bigger than her too. Like
Yeah,
a bigger superstar. Because I mean Bailey, yes, I mean we've done the Bailey thing, but Raquel is a monster. Raquel
yeah,
is a tall task, and she really kind of stood up to it in this match. Obviously, we knew what was going to happen. We knew that it was going to break down eventually. We knew that Raquel and Liv were going to get involved. Both were going to be involved, and then Bailey to the same, because that's the route we've been going, and they've
yep.
done it before and they'll do it again. It's the challenger coming out to save the champion, or vice versa. We're doing it in a couple other scenarios too right now.
Oh yeah.
So, um, but yeah, that was all right. That was all right. I enjoyed the match though, and again, I keep having to say, like, I really like Lyra's matches, even though she's just bland to me. She still puts on a good match every time. I don't.
She's just gonna get better and more charismatic as she gets going.
It's the Tom Hanks effect, man. Like, it's just, why don't you like him? I don't know.
Uh,
There's no reason to.
My dad unloaded some Tom Hanks stuff on me this weekend, and I was like, I
Well,
didn't need to know any of that, Dad.
I kind of want
But
to know all of it, so I might have to call Tim. Call old Tim, like,
you
hey,
might want to call Tim.
give me some dish on Tom Hanks, because I need to know why I don't like this guy, or if I'm really just that big of a jerk and I should love him. So
Well, I always didn't mind like his at least his old movies. He got like a little
yeah,
too up his own ass, but yeah, my dad hates him, and I was like, but Castaway was good, right? And he's like, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna say what he said,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. Don't say that. I can only imagine what he said about him.
oh,
Castle was
he was
good.
talking about a certain guy's island that allegedly Tom
Yeah,
Hanks was going to and stuff, and I didn't know any of this, so I was like,
I
Jesus,
did hear
Dad.
about that. I did hear. I mean, but again, we're not in the rumor gates
No,
in terms of real life. All
definitely
right.
why I said allegedly.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that, but I do know that Forrest Gump is one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
So that's about it. And where the hell were we?
Uh,
Anyway. Anyway, so we were right after Intercontinental Championship match. We had right after that. We're never going to cut this down.
I know.
Um, right after that, we had a couple of random backstage interactions. We had the Jay and the Jimmy interaction here. I just really like seeing them together. I like seeing that they're, you know, I like that they're apart, but I like seeing them together. It's what I'm sure you'll talk about with the other two brothers that are going to soon be apart, that will eventually we'll like seeing together. But I like it, and I like that they get to come back to each other every now and again. And I want it
Yeah.
to be cool. I want it to be, um, just that. So, well, after this was the signing, right? Did they do the? Oh, no, no, no! They were talking about the Io Sky, and then they had the Rhea stuff. We'll
Yeah.
get to the we'll get to the match. The next match that we had was Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano, and this
Oh,
was
you can just save it. It's in my news.
okay. I'll save it. I will save it. The winner of
Just say
this
who won.
was El Grande Americano. We'll move on.
Yeah.
Did he win?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
We're
he
gonna
did. He
deep
did.
dive this one.
CM Punk addresses the crowd next. I'm gonna skip past that because it really was just a bunch of crap. No,
Oh, whatever.
literally,
Whatever.
it was good. But I know we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. No, that's it. Everything CM Punk's doing right now is good, man. I just listen. But the last match of the night was the men's IC match. That was Penta versus Braun Breaker. We knew we were going to get Dom included in this because he's trying to do whatever he's trying to do. We knew he was going to screw it up. We
Yeah.
knew it was going to cost him the match. And now this week we have Penta and Braun versus Dom and Carlito, I think, right?
I I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna be so pissed if Penta would have used that chair on anybody other than Dom.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But I didn't even have a doubt. There was no doubt in my mind that what was happening there. So.
I mean, the fact that Penta didn't exactly pull anybody off of Braun, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
he's going to the Judgment Day.
yeah. No, I think I think Penta will be in that line where he's just kind of like he'll be a lone wolf and he'll be just that guy until they're ready to introduce his brother. But
Yeah.
um,
Which, uh, since you brought that up and I didn't put it anywhere in my notes,
mhm.
his brother's on SmackDown. His brother's not going to be on Raw.
Well, that's
What's
why I meant.
going on? There goes
That's
the
what I meant.
Lucha Brothers.
Well, that's what I meant about like I think they'll keep them apart until they're ready to bring them together. They're doing it with the Usos,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what I meant by that. So hopefully, I don't mind it. Let him come in, let him introduce himself, let him be his own person. I would love to see the Lucha Bros be together, and we will. We'll see it. But
Yeah.
I think they both have to show, hey, we can do this. We're
Hmm.
legit, and then go out and be probably one of the best tag teams ever in
They'll
WWE.
take over. They will take
Mhm.
over.
Yeah, Right, and it needs to happen, right? I'm very secure in the Street Profits title reign for right now.
Yeah.
The War Raiders, however, have been a little underwhelming for me. So
They've been kind of floundering there for a little bit lately. Not
yeah, and
not
I
too
don't know.
much.
I don't know that I don't think it's their fault. You know,
No, it's on
I'm not.
booking.
Yeah, I'm not blaming them. I just don't. I
Uh-huh.
think the tag team division. What is it? What is that? Raw with them. The tag team division there just isn't as good as it needs to be, and it would be very good with the Lucha Bros. So when it happens, it'll probably happen on Raw.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
yeah,
It should. It should happen on Raw.
yeah. Just really quick. So the end of that was kind of just to give you guys a what to look for this week. This is coming out after Raw happened already, but Logan Paul will be going calling out AJ Styles. Jimmy Uso will be going up against Gunther next this upcoming week.
Ooh,
Cody
slap heard
Rhodes.
around the world.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Look, I meant to mention this. I feel like it's been like a year since we talked on here, but my entire house, all of us, the baby included, were like, "What?" As soon as we heard that slap, everybody stopped. Like
Mm-hmm.
my dog was like, "Who got hit?" Like that's crazy. Like, everybody in the house stopped. So, um, that was pretty badass. Cody and John Cena will go face to face, and then you get that women's championship match: Io versus Rhea Ripley. Special guest referee Bianca Belair. I do love what she's doing with that too, where she's like asking the women referees for help on how to be a referee, and she was just like, "I don't know nothing about being a referee." Loved it.
Yep.
Loved it. I
It's gonna be
loved it.
good. I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
it the second we're done with this.
absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. As soon as we're done, we're throwing this on.
Yep.
I told my wife, I was like, when that daughter wakes up, I need y'all in there making that soup and that grilled cheese on the table when I get done. He's like, I will poison you. I
we
was
we
like,
just got a 120-inch projection screen and a
yes.
projector from a buddy that's moving away.
Yeah.
And I mean, my living room's so small, I was able to back it up to have like a 105-inch picture. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's
That's great.
insane.
Well, when I was up there and I was living across from the VFW, that's what my TV was a projector
Yeah.
back then. And I was just looking on. It happened so much on TikTok because I've been on there a lot lately. Thank you guys. But I was on like TikTok and I saw like this projector little one that
Yeah.
just is gorgeous 4K screen. So I think we're gonna get one
Yeah.
for Ezra's room and then maybe for ours too. But
I'll never buy another TV again. I won't.
that's crazy. It's just like it's crazy, and for what we use it for, I mean, because you can hook the gaming system up to it. There is
I
a little
did.
lag. Was there
There
a little
wasn't on
lag?
mine. There was
No.
none.
Okay.
No.
Now,
Because people were
granted,
warning me about that. I had no
yeah.
lag.
You got to remember that for me, it was what 7+ years ago now.
Yeah.
So, and when I got the projector, it was from the place we used to work for. It was their old one that I got from them. So, that thing was probably 15 years old. So, who knows why, but it was when I was playing baseball. There's just that little bit of lag.
Oh, baseball's
Yeah.
a tough one.
At least that's the excuse I used when I lost. So,
Yeah. Well, there was lag on the big screen for me too until I figured out to change the picture to game instead of
right,
whatever I was on.
right, right. All right, boss, you're up.
All
Your
right,
world.
SmackDown. Cody, Orton, and Drew segment. Uh, where Orton told Cody there will be a time where he's ready for his 15th title.
Right.
And
Yep.
we also see a rivalry between Orton and Drew start, which was
Yep.
pretty nice.
I did like
Uh,
seeing that from Randy though.
oh yeah. Let's see. Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly. Way over my expectations.
Absolutely. Yeah. Pretty Deadly is way better than I give them credit for, that's for
Oh
sure.
my God.
I didn't realize their game. Sorry, gentlemen.
Yeah, they definitely proved themselves to be a threat in that
They
match. Even Cassie was like, "These guys?" And I was
yeah,
like, "These guys."
they proved that they were not Tyler Breeze and Fandango like I thought
No,
they were.
yeah, exactly,
Not that
exactly.
those guys are bad, but I didn't enjoy watching them wrestle.
They
But
were
these
basically
dudes,
jobbers.
yeah, these dudes are badass. So
Yeah, they went hard. Winner Street Profits.
yep,
Next match was Katana Chance and Caden Carter versus Piper Niven and Alba Fire. And
yeah,
the first thing I said to Cassie as Katana Chance and Caden Carter came out, I was like, "Where have they been?"
yeah. That's I don't know, but I'm happy to see them because I love them and Ezra
Oh
loves
my
them. I
God.
love them,
They are the
and
best female tag team in the
yeah,
WWE. They
yeah,
are.
hands down.
And
And
they
to see
were
them,
hot. They were hot.
just
Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Raw, Monday Night
I
Raw
bet
every
one
week,
got
and then
hurt.
just poof, disappeared. I don't know if an injury happened.
I
What?
bet one got hurt. Yeah, I bet one got hurt. Because to see them with Zelina, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm in heaven. Like, what is happening right now? So I was surprised Zelina didn't come out with them, though. I definitely
Yeah,
thought she would come out and they'd have that little cat and mouse outside the ring the whole time. But then, yeah. So,
yeah. So I put here it's been months and months since we've seen Chance and Carter on the
mhm.
main roster TV. They looked a little slow, but good
Yeah,
match. And
a little regular.
the winner was Piper Niven and Alba Fire. What are they calling themselves again?
The oh, the special, or what is it?
The her
Oh. Her Hervis, the secret Hervis.
Secret Hervis. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. They're
Yeah.
I think they're hilarious. They're funny.
Oh, so do I. So do I. And not only are they good wrestlers, but their
And
comedic
I,
timing is perfect.
I would say Alba Fire is legit, and Piper. We both of us have talked about Piper and how good she is.
Yeah.
Um, but their comedic timing is way better. That's the
Oh
thing.
God.
They're great wrestlers. The timing is better. It's up there with our truth.
Oh, I think so.
Hmm.
It was good.
And she is great. I really Chelsea Green really does deserve a lot of credit because
She does. She does.
she is
She's
great.
damn good.
Yeah,
Next match we had LA Knight versus Braun Strowman.
yeah,
It was a great match until yet again a DQ finish as Strowman was running around to hit the Strowman Express again. Fatu comes out of nowhere. Levels
yeah.
Braun. I knew it was coming. I knew a perfect match. They got to keep both guys looking strong. They can't have LA Knight win
Well,
clean over Braun, and they don't want LA
listen,
Knight to lose the title right now. So it was the only way around it. But still, dude, come
listen.
on with the DQs.
We've talked about this right in our lost episode, and the reason I didn't make or wear the shirt today because I'm going to bring it up right now, and then I will make and wear the shirt next time. We need to make interferences great again. All right. I
Yeah,
am standing on it right now. They have gone too far. I thought they didn't do enough. They weren't doing it enough. It wasn't happening at all. And I know that myself and I know this guy calls it the intelligent IWC, right? The intelligent wrestling community.
well,
Everybody was clamoring, man, and I'm not putting myself in that group, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
I put
I,
myself above that group.
and that's where you should be, right? You should be above all of those people. I'm a little bit down here, but I will say, we've always wanted them to have a little bit more interference, but it's gone too far. It's gone.
Yeah,
You got to bring
yeah,
it back
it
a little
definitely
bit.
went from not happening ever or nearly enough to now it's you're guaranteed 2 matches a week or you're
Yeah.
gonna get screwed by a DQ.
Oh, if it's only 2 matches, I'm happy. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? It's
But
crazy
what
how
was it?
much.
2 weeks ago, every match but one ended in a
Yep.
disqualification.
or some kind, just even some kind of interference, even if it
Yeah,
doesn't
some
end in
kind of
a
interference or
disqualification.
whatever it was.
Like we need to make interferences great again, and I stand on it. And I
I
will
agree.
have the shirt or hat or both. I don't know. Next week.
Good.
Yeah.
I want
I
one.
tell you what, I'm about to come on here and get canceled all day. that day. Like that. I'm gonna pop up and they're gonna be like, no, you're cut off. They're gonna cut off the recording.
All right. We had a Naomi vignette
Yeah.
asking Bianca to think about who inspired her and telling Jade to proceed with caution, which was a play on words because she was wearing that caution tape get
Hmm.
up again. And also said she's undervalued, underutilized, and underappreciated at the end of that vignette. She even she's I'll give it to her. She's a good enough actress to make herself cry on command because she yet again cried in this vignette.
Yeah. I mean, it's we all knew that was coming. We all knew it was Naomi. We all knew well, not. I shouldn't say we all. That's not accurate. But we, we kind
We
of
were
saw the writing
suspicious
on the
from the
wall.
beginning, though.
Yeah, absolutely. That was suspect number one in my book from the start was Naomi. And I do like what they're doing with this. It's crazy how well they are like putting Bianca into two different worlds at the same time. Like she's still involved in this, but yet she's playing in this main event WrestleMania picture also,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's crazy to me that how well they're doing with that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean it's whatever on the match. It'll we'll see what happens with those guys. I really am excited for Jay to wrestle Naomi though.
yeah. It does make me a little curious if this pops up as a WrestleMania pre-show match or something. Jade
Yeah,
and Naomi.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
thought.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. Next match was Charlotte Flair and Michin. Charlotte looked slow, and I don't know if she's timid because of the leg. I don't know if she's just trying to change up her style, but everything was just a beat behind Michin. And you know, Michin is quick on the ball
Michin
with
is
everything. And Charlotte, she needs to knock that ring rust off a few more times before Mania. Like, if that's what she's going into Mania with.
so Jade Cargill was out before this, and she was walking back, and they did that stare down,
Yep.
and I've been saying this to Marissa for weeks now, but I was like, Charlotte doesn't look well. Charlotte doesn't
No.
look healthy. I don't know. I mean, and I get it's hard. It's hard in the wrestling world to say healthy or looks well because she's skinny, so people will be like, "Oh, she looks great." Not by her standards. Like she was a very muscular, like person, and so she
Yeah.
just doesn't look well. When Jade Cargill was walking past her, Jade Cargill looked three times as big as Charlotte, and I have never seen that. Um, the fact that Tiffany Stratton looks as big as Charlotte is crazy to me.
Yeah. We have noticed that too, and I don't know if it's injury related, where she just couldn't focus on certain parts of working out as much,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
maybe it'll come back, or maybe
But
she's not young, she's not
I,
old, but she's not
no,
young. Maybe
no.
this is just now what we're gonna see her as. I
But,
don't
but
know.
I know she was doing like I don't know this. I shouldn't say that, but I'm pretty sure she was doing like bodybuilding competitions and stuff while she was off. Before like she was doing those. Um, but now it's just like she just doesn't seem like she doesn't look as strong. I guess that's the best way to look. She doesn't look as strong. She doesn't look as intimidating. When I see Charlotte now, I don't see the the boss Charlotte that she's always been, the
Yeah,
queen Charlotte that she's always been. I really see somebody that's vulnerable to Tiffany for sure.
yeah, I agree. It's and just to say, like, this match was great, great selling from Meechin,
Mhm.
and Charlotte did come away with the win with a very intense looking figure eight. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I
Yeah,
hope she figures it out.
yeah. I
If
love
there
the
is even
figure eight.
anything wrong, or maybe we're just finding stuff that's finding an excuse
Yeah.
to why she seems different.
Yeah, and I mean the figure eight is great always, and there may not be anything wrong. She may just be changing the way she approaches it, but it just doesn't look as she doesn't strike the same fear that she used to strike to me when she comes out. She looks frail. I guess
Yeah.
it's just really the way to word it. Obviously, she could still run me around that ring all day long
Oh
with no
fuck yeah.
problems at all. I'm just saying, from what I remember Charlotte being to what she is now, she looks sickly to me. But you know, who knows? I'm a large man, so everybody looks sickly to me. So
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
we'll
we'll
keep an
just
eye on
keep
it.
watching and we'll see if
Yeah.
anything changes.
I was gonna say we'll see. We're gonna find something out at WrestleMania, right? We're gonna find out what direction WWE is gonna go in. Are we gonna go to the old guard? Are we gonna go to the Charlottes? Are we gonna bring that title back there, or are we gonna move forward with the Tiffany's? And from everything I've seen from Charlotte so far, I really don't see any reason to go backwards,
No,
personally.
no,
So
I agree. Um, the next match that we got was Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. I
yeah.
wrote great PLE worthy match until
Hmm.
the end. Distraction by KO right before Orton was about to hit the RKO, and Drew hits a Claymore and comes away with the win on this one. Um, that match was just great. It's
Yeah.
two vets going at it.
It was, and I said that also that it was PLE worthy. I was like, we're getting this for free, and that's crazy. I mean, we get it all for
Yeah,
free,
that's
but
exactly what I said to Cassie. I was like, this is a PLE worthy match.
right, yeah, we're not that far from WrestleMania. You could have saved it, guys. Like that was a good match, but we
No.
are probably going to get something even better at WrestleMania. So
Um, so this is the part that, I mean, I guess technically the contract signing is the main event, but the actual main event match goes to Jimmy Uso and The Miz.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, so,
it was what it was. We all knew Jimmy was gonna
yeah,
win. Jimmy
yeah,
calls out Gunther at the end.
yeah,
He hits the Uso splash and ends The Miz. Miz was also asked recently on I can't remember what podcast it was. Like, are you sad that you're not going? That you don't have a match at WrestleMania? And he got a little pissed. He's like, "Of course I'm not happy about it. If you don't want to be
right.
in the main event of WrestleMania in the title picture, you shouldn't be here."
Agree.
And I do
Yeah.
feel bad because during COVID, he became champion again. But
Hmm.
why did we have to have COVID for that? Why are you not acting like he's
Yeah.
as big of a vet as he is?
Well, I think the biggest thing about the Miz is just he almost is too good, you know, and it's
The
and
Dolph
it's
Ziggler effect.
the Dolph Ziggler effect. There's people that we worked with that had that same problem. They were too good. So then and I used to tell people like, hey, pull it back a little bit, pull it back because they won't have a place for you, right? Because if you're too good at this and you're too good at this and you're too good at this and you're too good at this, then you just do everything. And
Yeah.
now all of a sudden you become the guy that they can count on during COVID. You become the guy that they can count on during the lame duck WrestleMania season. He'll be probably the guy they can count on right after WrestleMania. Not right after, but a little bit. He'll be in the Money in the Bank match, and he'll bring because he's really good at what he does. He's too good, and that's Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's exact problem.
It's like where we work, there was a handful of us that were getting too good at sales, and then all of a sudden we were supposed to sell like the Spanish package, and I was like,
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah,
speak Spanish. What the hell am I
yeah.
supposed to do
That,
with this? What was it called again?
I don't know. I don't know, but it sucked.
Yeah, and then we also had another list that was for well, I'm not gonna say poor because I'm poor, but like it was
yeah,
for people
it,
that
it
made
was it
less
was
money. They were gonna get slow internet, but for or really cheap,
it
and
was a
not one
budget plan.
person wanted it.
Yeah, it was a budget plan. Yeah, that's because everybody we called was 75 years old.
I know.
So, like, yeah, you're on a budget. You're 75.
Jesus.
No, you don't want internet. You don't even know what a computer is. But no, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like if you're too good at something, eventually, somebody's gonna pull you back, and that's really what they've done with them. But and not to mention, I mean, the WWE is really in a kind of a first world problem situation. they have so many good people
Oh
right now
God.
that like the fact that like the main event of WrestleMania now is a triple threat. One of the main events of WrestleMania is a triple threat between Roman, Seth, and CM Punk, and there's no title involved in that. Like when you have a main event that's a non-title match, sorry, Miz. Like, yeah, you're right. Like that's tough. That's tough to compete with.
Oh
Like
God.
your spot, his spot is Jey Uso's spot. But you can only have one of those guys. He
Mm-hmm.
was that before. So yeah, I get it though. I love the Miz. I
Yeah.
think he's really good. So
All right. The next thing we see, and I'll go in depth on this during the news and rumors, but
yeah.
backstage attack on Drew McIntyre from Damian Priest. Priest puts Drew through a windshield, and we immediately go into Punk walking past the wreckage with just a big smile on his face as he's walking
Yeah.
to the ring. Punk, Rollins, and Reigns contract signing. Punk is getting his WrestleMania moment, and
Yep.
he's getting his main event. But at the end, he said, "But Paul, that's not my favor." So we
Paul knew.
still don't know what the favor is.
Paul knew. Paul knew.
Of
He
course he
he he
knew.
said he knew. He knew. So
But that's
um
that'll wrap up SmackDown.
yeah, SmackDown was good. SmackDown was better than Raw this week,
It was.
for
I
sure.
thought so. All right, you ready
Yep.
for this news and rumors?
Yeah, for sure. Run it.
So the very first one I have is that's why I said we'll talk about it. The windshield spot between Drew and Damian on Friday Night SmackDown actually resulted in a real injury. Drew McIntyre has been telling people the spot caused a piece of glass to end up in his eye. The doc backstage has come forward saying it wasn't glass, but there was debris from the windshield in his eye. That has been leading to speculation by fans that the debris was some of the plastic in between the glass
Mm,
that's in the windshield so that they don't just shatter and burst glass everywhere. That's why they just kind
yeah.
of cave in or whatever. People are thinking that it was a little piece of that got in his eye since it wasn't glass. Um, Drew has been seen wearing an eye patch, and he was kept off of house shows all weekend.
Listen, Jungle Boy is just doing the jig right now. Like, Jungle Boy's like, use the fake stuff. Why don't you? Oh, look, Drew McIntyre can't see anymore.
Yeah, he should have been like, Punk's gonna choke you for that.
but but having Punk walk past it, I almost cried. I was like, did they just walk past a glass spot? Of course, it was a glass spot with Drew, which makes it even better.
I know. I loved it.
Oh, that was gold. That
And it
had
resulted in
layers.
a real injury.
Yeah,
Weird. Didn't Punk warn people about that?
I was like, this has layers, man. This is good. This is
um,
good.
on Bet Online, John Cena is favored to win his 17th WWE Championship since the first lines were opened. So people are actually more in favor of betting that Cena wins number 17 than Cody.
Yeah, I need them
It's
to move the
wild that we live
lines.
in a world where people are betting on a predetermined sport.
Oh, that's wild. We live in a world where people can bet on a
Oh God.
predetermined sport. Um, everything's predetermined, but like, you know, we, we, listen. I need people to start betting the other way. Okay, I need them to go the other way. I need them to bet that Cody's going to win, so that I can swoop in and put money down on John winning and clean up. That's what I need.
Oh my God. I'll never do it because the second I'm like, oh, I got this figured out. It's not Vince running it anymore. I should have been
No,
betting when Vince was running it, but
no.
Triple
Yeah, and
H
even
and
then,
Rock keep me
I
on my
did it.
toes too much.
I did it a few times. I did bet a few times back then, and uh, there is no anger like guessing a predetermined outcome incorrectly.
Being
like
wrong.
there is, like, like there is no frustration quite like that. So don't do it.
All right. Fightful Select says that there are plans for a fatal four-way match at WrestleMania 41 for the Intercontinental Championship between Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Penta, and Dirty Dom.
Yeah, I'm good on the triple threats.
That's
You
a fatal
know,
four way.
I'm sorry, fatal four ways. Any of them, I'm good on any of them. I'm good on the fatal four way. I'm good on the triple threats. I'm good on the multi. I keep seeing the multi man match for
They've
Braun
been doing it a
Breaker.
lot lately.
Yeah, and I saw that they were looking at it for WrestleMania, but to me, it's just like it's a way to keep everybody strong. I understand it. Who were the four? Because Dom, Penta.
Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Penta, and Dirty Dom. And I'll tell you why I like this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we're finally going to see the Judgment Day kick Finn out.
Okay, yeah, that's probably so. So the one really good thing about Fatal Four Ways is there's an opportunity to tell eight different stories,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so that'll be cool. I'll back off. Fine, let's have the Fatal Four
I
Way.
like it for that, but I would have preferred Braun get that one-on-one match. I will admit that.
Yeah, I need the guy to be able to break out and be the star that he is. But in order to do that, he's got to get that opportunity. But in order to get that opportunity, you need a worthy opponent. And not that Penta or any of these guys or Finn or Dom aren't worthy. It's just they don't elevate him. You know what I mean?
Right.
They keep him where he's at. So um yeah, we'll see what happens with it. It'll be fine.
All right. And this is going off of what you said earlier this week. Dave Meltzer is saying it's Luchador Brazo de Oro Jr. playing the part of La Parca 3 in
Yeah, that guy.
AAA. So he already figured out, allegedly, who's under
Yeah.
the hood.
That's the name that I saw when you said it. So
Yeah, I figured I'd just
yeah,
throw it out there that
I appreciate
the
it. 'Cause I would
god
have
of
never read that.
wrestling news has, gifted us with such wonderful information that nobody could have found out but Dave Meltzer.
Dave. Dave. Listen, um, last week I saved my F word for Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Dave. Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, thank you.
I just can't stand the guy. All right, let's move on. That's
All
it.
right. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, who, if you ask me, is a pretty reliable source. He's not
He has
always
been.
right, but most of the time he is. On Tony
Some people hate
Hinchcliffe
him.
and Friends' roast of WrestleMania, had said that most people in WWE just don't care about it. And there
Yeah,
is no internal outrage like they're seeing on the internet with the fans. So everybody in WWE in the locker room, in the offices, frankly don't give a shit.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I think we kind of felt the same way, right? Like I
Yeah.
was more outraged than you were, because you like Tony, but you just didn't care.
I
You
just
know
don't
what I
care.
mean?
Yeah. I don't
Like, yeah,
understand how it's going to work. How do you
and
roast a predetermined sport?
right, and my outrage didn't come from the fact that they were doing it. I just don't like Tony Hinchcliffe, and I'm like, do the roast, but do fucking the Godfrey or whatever his name is, William Godfrey or one of those guys. I don't know,
Uh,
but
just to help, I'm alone in my house in liking Tony Hinchcliffe. My wife's not a big fan of him either.
then I take back my rebuke of her earlier. So you're back on my good list, Cass. I love you again.
All right. Sean Ross Sapp also said he's had a lot of people bringing up concerns that more talent isn't being used on SmackDown lately, especially because it's a 3-hour show. And we did just bring this up that they are
Mhm.
very heavy in the talent pool yet again.
Yeah, I
So,
think they have the talent to do 3 hours.
yeah,
They just right now. What are you going to do right now? What are you
it's
going to
Mania
do?
season. I don't know why
Yeah,
anybody's worried about it. This is for after Mania.
you had a 2 hour show starting on the lead up to Mania. You got to finish it essentially with those same 2 hour people. Calm down. Have some
Yeah.
patience. It'll be okay. As soon as WrestleMania is over, they will restart. They'll probably fill a 3 hour show, and they can fill close to a 3 hour show on Netflix. It's been about
Yeah.
2.5. Calm down. All right. Let these storylines play out. They've got plenty for more, and they've got. If you're not getting enough WWE with SmackDown, I will help you out. You got NXT on Tuesdays, right? You got LFG on Sundays. You got Evolve. I don't know what day it is, but you can watch that shit too. Calm down. You get enough wrestling. There's
Exactly.
plenty out there. Tons. You can watch wrestling every day.
You
Twice
can.
most days.
You can.
Like, I've been really into this Tennessee backyard wrestling. I'm gonna give them a shout out real quick. They do not know who I am. I just have been watching their shit, and I am really into it, and it has inspired me. I want to be the voice of some local wrestling promotion. You know what I mean? I want to
Do it.
commentate for some local wrestling. I just got to. I don't know these people. I gotta figure it out. But
Um,
Tennessee backyard wrestling is dope. Check it out.
all right.
YouTube.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
During SmackDown this week, we seen a vignette that guaranteed that we are getting, well, almost guaranteed that we're getting um, Aleister Black, I guess I'll call him, because he's not
Yeah.
going to be Malachi anymore.
You
I
saw
saw him
the.
sitting there, hood up, everything
Yeah.
else. And we
Well,
also saw Ray Phoenix's face in the other vignette, so it's
yeah, that one
confirmed.
is confirmed.
Yeah,
That
but
one is-
there's
they
no
said
way
that
this
damn
isn't
thing.
Aleister Black. And as
Ezra.
I said last week, he is said to be showing up the first SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Right. Ezra is said as soon as he was like, "Oh, that's Malachi Black." Like, what do you know about this guy? So yeah, worst kept secret again.
I mean, Jesus H. I want you to tell me that that doesn't look exactly like what we saw in the Shadows.
It is. Oh, that reminds me. Yes, that looks exactly like what we saw. But when I was watching my obligatory monthly AEW paper or show, um, we got to get Brody King, man. Brody King is a bad man. Brody King is dope.
Oh God, yeah.
Brody King is dope.
House of Black got misused as hell.
Oh, well, and if they came to WWE, oh my goodness, if they came to WWE, they would too. I just don't think anybody's going to give them the freedom to do what they need to do. But same with
I still
Hit
think
Row
they'd
back
have a
in the
better
day.
shot of living in WWE.
Yeah, well, I mean, they carried AOP for how long? But which breaks my heart. You know how much I love them, but
Yeah.
it's the same. It's the same as um Hit Row back in the day. You know when Hit Row was going on, they just didn't know how to use them. So it was
Yeah, and now they're
unfortunate.
all freaking in TNA and everything else.
Yeah, except for BFAB. BFAB's bad.
BFAB's still there.
You know.
This next bit of news, I actually have to pull up in a conversation I had with my wife because I was nowhere near my notebook. So give me a second. But basically, oh shit, I'm almost there. Okay. Big E, in the 3 years he's been hurt, has not grown bone in his vertebrae he broke.
Hmm.
He is growing cartilage, but no bone, which means we're far away, if ever, from seeing him wrestle again. But he
Yeah.
says he's happy and healthy and said he doesn't want to be handicapped at 50 because 50 is only 11 years off. Maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't, but either way, he is happy. And we all have seen him on the pre-shows for the PLEs, and I'm happy just to see him.
Yeah.
I do hope he ends up growing that bone, but man, that sucks.
Listen, I didn't know that. This is the first I'm hearing that. So, and I am Big E is top five for me, all time. I love Big E, but this sucks. I hope he never wrestles again. I don't want him to. I want him to be happy. I want him to be healthy. I want him to have kids if he wants to have kids. I want him not to have kids if he doesn't want to have kids. I want him to just live his life. This ain't it. Like this ain't it,
No.
my guy. So just be happy, be healthy. If you grow that bone after 3 years, it doesn't seem very good. But if you do, if you grow that bone, you get strong, you feel good in your neck, sure, come back. But man, just
Don't
go
risk it.
live your life. Yeah,
Yeah.
do some non-contact stuff with WWE if you really want to that bad. But if you never want to do it again and you just go away and live happy and be healthy.
I
So
think he's cool behind the mic, just like Wade
yeah,
Barrett. And Wade
yeah,
Barrett
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
even have like a
yeah,
career-ending injury or anything. He's just done. I mean, he
Mhm.
said he would come back if the
Yeah,
circumstance was right, but I doubt it ever will be.
yeah. I really more than anything, I want Big E to be healthy. I want him to be happy. So that's
I
it.
agree. All right. WrestleVotes said people loved the El Grande Americano match last week on Raw backstage, and it was received with heavy praise. Now that I say this part, okay? I
Yeah.
too like the El Grande Americano versus Dragon Lee. Um, Allegedly, the Lucha community is pissed off about the Chad Gable playing El Grande Americano, including the angle where he pulled off Dragon Lee's mask during the match. They said it's like mocking their religion. So who are we going with? Are we going with the Lucha community or the people that employ the two wrestlers? It's the people that employ
Listen,
the two wrestlers loved the match, and I loved it.
listen. One, I have not heard the same from what luchas I've heard. That I've read. Two, I also thought the whole Dragon Lee mask thing was a little disrespectful. I'm not with that. So I was kind of grumpy about that. But the match was phenomenal. I want more
Yeah.
of those matches. I need more of that.
It has been confirmed that an all women's PLE Evolution is returning and is expected to be announced before WrestleMania 41 and is believed the PLE will take place this summer.
That's good. I'm here for that. But I also saw. I think I saw something along the lines of like a that being the main event being um, Naomi and Jade or Bianca and somebody, whatever that situation plays out to be. I'm here for an all women's main event. I like Wow, Women of Wrestling. I really enjoy their product, so I'm here for it.
I'm for it. I watched the first one.
Yeah, yeah. The first one was good. So they should do it in Saudi Arabia.
You don't
I'm
want me to
sorry.
say anything.
I'm sorry. Just think, what better than to film an all women's PLE in Saudi Arabia? Show me how you really feel, Saudi Arabia.
Perfect.
You feel
Perfect
you better?
place.
You doing better? Oh,
All
all
right.
right, move on before we get canceled.
Soraya, aka Paige, has exited
Yeah.
AEW, saying she has no
Oh,
hard feelings and no issues with anyone, and feels happy with everything that she did in the company.
oh,
She also said the only reason she went to AEW was because she thought her brother also had a chance to get signed there.
right.
She also said that she's open to going back to WWE, and allegedly WWE is interested in bringing her back. But she said she'd only go if they have the right thing for her. But uh, it would mean the world to her if she could go back to WWE and finish out the rest of her career. And of course, Jesus of wrestling knowledge himself, Dave Meltzer, suspects she is making a WWE return soon.
Hmm. I yeah, I love Paige or Soraya, whatever you want to,
Me too.
whatever scans are going back. So I hope to get her back. It's interesting to say. It's kind of wild to say like, hey, I thought you were such a shitty company. My brother could wrestle for you. When you wrestle for WWE, like that's a little rough. But
Yeah.
that's ooh, I don't know about that, but it makes sense. I've been seeing a lot. I've been seeing her a lot more. Uh, excuse me, doing. I think she's coming out with a book. Like my boy just
She
asked me, "Are
is.
you
She,
getting
I
it?"
think it's already out. If I'm not
Yeah, she was like, he
mistaken.
was like, "Are you getting her book?" And I was like, "I didn't plan on it, but
I'll listen to it on tape. I've never read a book in my life.
we know." Um, sorry, man. That listen, we
It's not.
the
It's
Mal-
not a lie. It's a fact. I've
that's
never read one.
Malort. That's
Every
Malort
book
talk.
report in school. I'm sorry. I lied. Thanks for the
Cliff
grade,
notes.
though.
Cliff notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was before I knew how to use the internet too. I just grabbed the back of the book and read that and
yeah.
copy it.
I'm with you. Copy me.
Oh yeah,
You just
word
add
for
some
word,
sentences in there, make it a page.
word for word.
That's awesome.
All right. Former WWE and TNA announcer was seen backstage at Dynamite last week, but it isn't clear if he was visiting or potentially coming to AEW, and that was Matthews. Was his name again?
Um,
I didn't write it down. Damn it.
no, I know who you're talking about though, because I saw a thing. Whatever. We'll find it. We'll see
Yeah.
it.
The WWE is now inducting matches to the WWE Hall of Fame, and this year's induction was WrestleMania 13, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, which was on my list of favorite WrestleMania matches of all
Yep.
time.
It was. That you can thank
Josh
UFC for that.
Matthews nailed it.
Josh Matthews, yeah.
Yeah,
You can thank UFC for that matches thing because that's what they do.
that's cool.
So
That's cool.
that's if that's one of the good things that comes from that partnership. Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Who's getting the ring? Or do they both get an extra ring now? Or is there going to be
I
a ring
think,
for the Hall of Fame
yeah,
match?
I don't know. Probably
Maybe
because you
it'll be
see
a
Booker
plaque.
T.
Maybe it'll be a
Booker,
plaque. Plaque would be
that's
a good
a
idea.
bust. Maybe like a little
Yeah,
ring.
something
It's
like
like the
that.
ring.
I
And it's
think a
like,
ring should, or like a ring should be
yeah.
for a specific person being inducted, but they should definitely do a plaque or a bust or something. That'd be great.
If they did like a little ring statue, like, and they had like Stone Cold getting sharpshootered in the ring, that would be,
It was iconic.
yeah, I
One of the
say
most
just do
iconic
that.
images of all
Yep.
time. Um, Allegedly, there is interest in bringing Rusev back to WWE, but a deal
Thank
is
goodness.
not imminent and might not happen, if at all, until the end of this year. So if WWE does bring Rusev back, or Miro, if he's going to come back as his other
Yeah,
name,
however,
then don't expect it to happen anytime soon, or maybe not even in 2025.
I don't. If he came back, I wouldn't expect it to happen until Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So, which is
Um,
end of the year, so it's fine.
all right, we got two more.
Mhm.
Over the weekend, CM Punk took on Gunther in a house show and lost. CM Punk then grabbed a microphone and said, "I'm okay with losing because I know I'll be seeing you again down the road," while pointing at the heavyweight championship and Gunther. Fans are speculating that Punk just gave away the ending of the Gunther and Jey Uso match at Mania, and Gunther will retain. Noted, Gunther did shake hands with Punk at the end of the match. A little out of character for Gunther. I think
Mhm.
people are looking way too deep into this,
Yeah, I
and I
agree with
think
you.
that Punk just had a fun time on a house show.
Yeah, I agree with you. If anything, it'd be Punk taking the title off of Jay, and that being the favor that he called out, as a former Bloodline member or some crazy crap like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't see it being Gunther's title that he takes. I think it would be Gunther challenging Punk for the title if that was the case.
I would hope.
So yeah,
This last one is a little funny, but it's got my mommy in it, so I'm gonna.
I'll be the judge of that.
Rhea Ripley took on and defeated Liv Morgan in a street fight at a house show over the weekend as well. Post-match celebration, Rhea showed almost she pulled those I don't know, what do you call them, trunks? Are they even trunks?
Barely.
She G-stringed them. She
Yeah.
G-stringed them, and I didn't hate looking at it. I'm sorry, Cassie.
Um,
Um,
I
and
missed
then
this one.
she proceeded to stand on the second rope and spank herself with the kendo stick. Also loved it. Sorry, Cassie. Zoe Stark took to Twitter saying, "This is what's wrong with women's wrestling today." And Rhea Ripley responded to the post by saying, "Kiss my juicy ass, Zoe."
First of all, my wife would probably be more interested in that situation than even I would. But I am interested in seeing a Zoe Stark Rhea Ripley match. That I am interested in.
Oh
So,
my god.
but other than that, yeah.
Oh. All right, well that is the news and rumors of the week. This segment is it's over now. I did it.
Well, so I think a good segue into the next segment, which will
Yeah.
be our list, is I got to give an honorable mention. I'll give one now and I'll give one later
Okay.
because my wife, who said, "Will you, Marissa, my wife Marissa, she's wonderful. Will you please put Rhea Ripley when she played with her band as one of your favorite WrestleMania entrances?" And it's not, but I will put it as an honorable mention for you. So that goes to prove, I'm telling you, that woman loves Rhea Ripley way more than any man ever could.
Oh god.
So,
I love her. She's this
uh,
era's China, but even more athletic.
yeah, Marissa loves Rhea Ripley. I'm a Zelina man. I'm a Zelina Vega
You
man.
are.
But she loves her some Rhea Ripley, and she wanted me to put her in this. And so when she came out with a band that played her song, I think that was last year or the year before.
Yeah,
Um,
it was last year. Pretty
yeah,
sure it was
she
last year.
loved it. She loved it. So that's my honorable mention for this segment.
All right.
Until the end.
So 10-1 and then five
Yeah,
to one. I'll start with the loves, and then you
sure.
start with the hates. Sound good?
If we get there, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
My number 10, Kane, WrestleMania 21, when his pyro lit everything on stage on fire. So like the ladders were on fire,
Okay, is
everything.
that the
That was
ladders?
sick.
Yeah, was that the ladders and everything?
Yep.
I like that one. My number 10 was JBL. Wait, what was that WrestleMania? Which one?
21.
Yeah, mine too. There's like 6 of these that are 21 that had the
Yeah,
greatest entrances of all
21,
time.
38, and 29 pop up a lot on my list.
I got 38 here too, and 29. Wow. WrestleMania 21, JBL, when he had the money falling
Yep.
from the sky, I thought that was gold. I was like, this dude is the greatest heel of all time. I loved him. So, love JBL for that one. Number 9.
All right. So, all right. I have 2 for number 9, but one of them's an honorable mention, and I have to say the honorable mention first, and then I'll say my real number 9. But my honorable mention is Rhythm and Blues WrestleMania 6, just because they came out to the song Pink Cadillac, and it was DDP's Pink Cadillac, and he was driving it. So
That's fair.
it.
One of my favorite blues songs of all time is Pink Cadillac. I do really like the oh goodness, what's his name? Gary. Whatever. We'll move on. Gary Clark Jr. Gary Clark Jr.'s Pink Cadillac. I like that version.
All right. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I'll sign him for you. You'll like him.
Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 12, when he came out on the zip line.
Yep.
I remember that being so iconic when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and watching that VHS until it didn't work anymore.
Iconic enough to me that it should be my number 1. It is not my number 1, but it is in the top couple. So, should be my number 1, but it wasn't. My number 9 was actually just recently at WrestleMania 38, and that was Stone Cold and his ATV. I loved him going around that. He was clean.
That's
with
on
those
mine
turns.
too.
Huh?
That's my number 5.
That's your number 5. So Sean, your number 9 was my number 2. My number 9 was your number 5. All right.
This is gonna happen again.
Yes, it is.
All right. My number 8, Triple H, WrestleMania 21, when Motorhead played him out live.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just if you don't like Lemmy, then don't watch my show.
I need you to understand that Triple H shows up so much on these lists.
Yeah, it's because he's always paid so much attention to his entrances and pageantry. More than most.
Good or bad, yeah.
Good or bad, yeah.
My number 8 is Triple H, episode 30. Or not episode 30, goodness gracious. WrestleMania 30. Because I thought it was a badass entrance. And that was just one of his, I think that was the one with the
gold
full
mask.
the gold mask where he had the full wings and all that stuff going. That was the Roman mask.
Isn't that the one where it was like Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky were like in the golden gowns with the masks too?
Oh, was it them? I need to go back and look.
I know it was Charlotte and Sasha for sure. I think Becky was the third one.
That would make sense. I need to go back and look. I just watched it. That's crazy. I need to go back and look at that.
Yeah, pay attention, dude. I didn't know either until I heard one of them on a podcast bring it up. And I was like, holy shit, that was them.
I'm going to go look when we're done here. Number 7.
All right. Number 7, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. Descending from heaven in white gear and a white hat. I loved it. This was his rivalry with Taker, and I just thought it was the perfect exact opposite of Taker's entrance for them to have a match.
Yep. It was. I loved it so much. It was my number 3. So we'll get there when we get there. My number 7, speaking of, was Undertaker, but it was 29, right? And
Damn it, that's my number 2.
See? The hands. I loved it. Loved it.
Yep, dozens of hands trying to grab him as he's rising up from the ground is perfect. Beautiful.
Loved it. Number 6?
Number 6, WrestleMania 38, Edge as the leader of Judgment Day when he rose up
Yeah,
on a throne of fire. It
yeah,
was such a cool ass visual, and I'm a little sad that he didn't just try and run it with Judgment Day. I get that he didn't want to do it, didn't want to be supernatural this or whatever, but
yeah.
dude, for an
It,
entrance that cool, and if he would have done that weekly, like some brood shit, he was the perfect
they,
guy for this, and that's what creative saw. I guess Edge just didn't see it the way that creative did, but it was a
yes,
cool ass entrance. At least we got that.
and now he's fighting. Anyway, listen, it was hard for me not to put my anger with Edge is kept this off my list, but it was dope. It was dope.
It was. It
My
was.
number 6 is Rusev and Lana when they had the tank. This
Ooh,
WrestleMania
good one.
31 when they had the
When
tank
when
and
he
all
went
the
against
soldiers.
Cena, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that was so good. That
It
was so
was.
good. That was my first impression of Rusev. That was when I saw him the first time. So
Okay. And as we know, my number 5 was Stone Cold WrestleMania 38, the four wheeler, the giant pop
yeah.
against KO. So now you hit us with your number 5.
Uh, the year before, number 37, right? It was the Fiend versus Randy Orton.
God
I
damn it.
hated.
That's my
I
number
hated.
3.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I hated the match. Hated the match, but that
Yeah,
entrance was so good,
the
so
Jack in
good.
the Box. It was freaking
Oh, it was
awesome.
so good.
And
So
like
and
the
and
weird vignette where he's like burned up,
and he's
battle
like
tested
coming.
fiend, and then it just kind of,
Yeah,
and then he's
it's almost
normal.
like a phoenix. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So good. I loved it. You're up number 4.
New Day, WrestleMania 32. The giant box of Booty-O's that tips over,
Oh.
and then they come out all dressed like my favorite anime of all time, Dragon Ball
Mm.
Z. I popped super hard for that.
Moving on. Number 4 for me. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll talk about that entrance too. Number 4 for me is Cena, and I call it the Cena Slim Shady at
Oh
25 when
my
he had
god. We're
all.
going to talk about that one too in a little bit.
Yeah, I bet we will. Most people hated that. I
You know
love
what's
that
fucked
entrance.
up is I have it called Cena the Real Slim Shady right here on my list.
Look, I'm telling you, it's right here. Cena Slim Shady, right on
Oh
there.
my
Pause
god.
that, you'll see it. Cena Slim Shady.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So my number 3 and my number 2 were the same as a couple of yours, right? Podium, Sean. I love that podium and the
Yep.
zip line, Sean. I loved it. Easily could have been number 1 or 2. And I think I got your 3 and 2 also. Did
Yep.
I?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have number 1 left.
Yeah. Who you got?
You got to remember who my favorite guy of all time is.
You're correct. So was this when Logan Paul came out against?
Oh, for fuck's sakes. I did good on not swearing very much this episode.
You have been, man. You've been
Uh,
good.
my favorite entrance of all time, and it's
Yeah.
my favorite. It might not be your favorite. It might not even make your top 30 guy or girl
It
watching.
definitely didn't make
CM
my 10.
Punk, WrestleMania 29, where Living Color played out Cult of Personality for CM Punk to have the best match on the entire WrestleMania 29 card and burn the house down with Taker.
Yeah.
Uh,
It
Ending
was
an amazing story of him dumping Paul Bearer's ashes on him and stealing the
yeah.
urn, and it was just that's my
That
number
was
one.
Creepy Hands Taker. That was Creepy Hands Taker. That was Taker was dialed in.
Well, that's the thing.
Um,
I have Taker's as number 2, and then Punk's as number 1 from the
my
same match.
my number 1 was also this doubles as my first WrestleMania that I watched with you,
Okay,
and that was Shinsuke Nakamura WrestleMania 34
it was
for
hard for me to not
violence.
put Shinsuke on this list.
Yeah, it was just that one that WrestleMania itself played such a pivotal part in what we're doing today.
Yeah,
Like honestly, that WrestleMania is what led to all of this. And Shinsuke is the guy that I fell in love with from the beginning because I'm a violinist, not nearly as good as any of those people on stage.
yeah.
And I cannot remember her name, but I followed her right after on all the socials, the guitar player.
Yeah.
that did that solo. Man, amazing. So that's my number one. I know it's not your number one. I know it's nobody else's number one.
I'm telling you what, if we
But
did top 11, it would have been 11.
yeah, and the literally the reason it's as high as it is just because of how monumental it was to me and my fandom to wrestling again.
And
So,
me yanking you back into being a wrestling
oh
fan
man,
again.
yes. Pull teeth out while you did it. So, I will say really quick, my last honorable mention for that one was Austin going through the glass at 13. I
Yep,
absolutely
that was
loved
sick.
Austin going through the glass at 13.
That was definitely sick. There's so many honorable mentions that we could bring up and we could
Oh,
say.
for sure.
Triple H would have
For sure.
6 or 7 of them. Um,
Well, you got a couple in this next one.
uh, yeah, I bet. John Cena coming out as a gangster, shooting the
Yeah,
machine gun, and having a not yet famous CM Punk come out looking like a freaking gangster.
yeah. It almost ended up on this next list because of that.
Yep.
So, well, hey, you want me to start this one? The
Yeah,
least?
hit it.
All right, number five. And I think this is probably just because of how much I have become so frustrated with him. I again, recency bias. Number five is WrestleMania 32 of The Rock and the Blowtorch. It was so
Yeah,
corny.
it
It
almost
was
made
so
my list.
lame. It
Yeah,
was so lame.
it
It didn't
was.
work.
It
Like,
didn't work.
yeah, sure, you look strong, but
It
that's
worked
about
for
it.
all of like 8 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's number five on my list.
All right. Number 5, WrestleMania 38, Big Time Bex. Becky
Mm,
Lynch. I hated the Big Time Becky era of her character,
yeah.
and all it was her coming up on a
Is that the Escalade?
SUV, a
Yeah.
driver coming out and letting her out of the car. I was like, this is freaking WrestleMania. This is what you're doing?
So I wanted to put on here. I wanted to put any car entrance. Right now, you got the Eddie Guerrero's that had a really great one. You got the JBL that I already put on number
Cena
10,
came out in a Fast and the Furious looking car once.
and that almost made my list of this list. I hated it. I
Hmm.
hated it. You
Yep.
know, any of the car entrances, I just don't like. I didn't like the semi truck when Bad Bunny did it.
No,
I don't like any of it. The cars don't make sense to me.
it
You
should
don't
have
see a
it
car.
should have stayed at a Eddie Guerrero thing and an Alberto
Yes,
Del Rio thing, and that's it.
yes, and maybe a JBL. I didn't mind the JBL's
JBL,
limo.
yeah, but JBL is a limo, and that's definitely his
Like,
character, and it was a weekly thing.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it was weekly. Like you did that every single week.
as well
Or if
as
you're gonna
Del
do it,
Rio and
and
Guerrero.
and Eddie Guerrero, or if you're gonna do it, man, bring me a beer truck or a milk truck like Austin or Angle did. I don't want to see this stuff anymore. So I'm with you 100%. It almost made my list.
All right.
I loved Big Time Bex, but I didn't like that. So
I love the man. That was my
yeah,
favorite.
no, the man for sure. Number four for me, also WrestleMania 32,
Okay.
also from the worst group of all time.
Okay.
The New Day and the Bootios. I couldn't stand it. It was
They were
dumb.
wearing Saiyan armor.
It was
You don't
dumb.
watch Dragon Ball Z, do you?
I don't.
God,
No,
that's
I
there
don't.
it is. There it is.
I don't. I don't. I wasn't raised correctly. My dad watched Dragon Ball Z.
Is that a good thing or a
So
bad thing?
I don't know. I don't know. So I'm just kidding. I know my dad. I know my dad. But he watches Dragon Ball Z. I never watched it. He always wanted me to. Never watched it. I've tried to watch it with Ezra. It just doesn't. I can't get it
Don't
done.
start at season 1. That's all I'm saying.
Well, where am I supposed to start then? What is
It's
this
so
damn Star
slow.
Wars?
It's you better be ready to buckle up because it's the
I
whole
have
first
to.
season is so slow.
So I started it on Netflix and it was all in like, I, hmm,
That's Dragon
like
Ball
different language.
Dayanma, and you got to watch that on Crunchyroll for it to be in English.
Okay, I was gonna say it was in a different language.
I haven't watched any of it
And
yet.
so, it's hard for me because I tend to do other things while
Yeah.
watching TV. So either I'm doing like homework, or I'm editing this stuff, or I'm
Hmm.
doing whatever it may be. I might be playing the game, whatever, but I'm doing something else. So whereas I wouldn't have mind reading before, now I don't. I can't do that, man. I ain't got that kind of skills.
If you ever do decide that you're
Yeah.
like, you know what, fine, I'll try. Watch season 4. It's
Okay.
action packed, and after you see, because if you don't like season 4, you're not gonna
Look,
like any of it. If you
look,
like
I'm not.
season 4, go back and start it at 1.
I'm not afraid of the slow grind. I just need it to be in English. Like
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Once I get that, I'm fine. I'm good with the grind. I don't mind.
All right.
Uh,
So I'm on number four then.
yes, sir.
Number four, John Cena, WrestleMania 36. I hated the eras of Cena gimmick against the Fiend. I didn't care about the NWO Cena.
No,
I really fell out of love with WWE during the COVID time, and it wasn't
you
their
did.
fault necessarily. It was COVID's fault. But it was
Yeah,
rough. During the COVID era, I was watching AEW. I was not watching
yeah.
WWE.
And they did the best they could with what they thought they could do. Because they didn't feel like they could do what AEW did, which was draw back. AEW was able to do bigger things quicker because they weren't big. So
Yeah.
WWE's problem was they were too big. Um, No, it struggled for me too with this because I got really sick of the gimmick stuff, of the Undertaker's gimmick stuff, AJ Styles and Fiend.
Yeah, I
I got
didn't
so sick of it too. So
it was what it was, but I don't
yeah,
like cinematic matches.
yeah, no,
Never
I
liked the Hardy compound stuff.
yeah,
I didn't like the Darby and Sting versus I don't remember who it was in AEW. That's
yeah.
not my thing. I need to see it live or it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, and I don't, you know me, I don't mind the drama, I don't mind the cinematic stuff, but you got to make it worth it, and it just hasn't been lately. I mean, when Stone Cold was showing up, or not even Stone Cold, Brian Pillman was showing up at Stone Cold's house, or those
No,
kind
it
of
was
things.
Stone Cold showing up at
Oh, it
Pillman's.
was Stone Cold, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that kind of stuff is dope to me. Like those are awesome, but the cinematic, like real played out. All right, they're fun, but they relied on it too. Like obviously you had to, but they relied on it a lot during COVID. You didn't have to because AEW didn't, but you know what I mean.
Right.
My number three,
Yep.
and again now after number four, I don't remember which WrestleMania these are, so you might be able to help me out more than anything. But
Okay.
number three for me was Triple H and the Dry Ice. That Dry Ice was so bad.
Wasn't
Um,
that 31?
I
No,
thought
32. Or 32 or 33, right?
who was he going against? Do you remember? Was it
Lesnar.
Batista?
He was going against Lesnar.
Lesnar. No, Lesnar. Yeah, 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 Lesnar.
Yeah, I think it might have been 32.
Yeah, if it was if he was going against Lesnar in 32, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. John Cena, WrestleMania 25, the Slim Shady thing, we already discussed
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I didn't
I
care
loved
for
it.
it.
Yeah. My number two, again, Triple H is coming on the list. It's the Terminator one.
That's my
But
number one.
okay, good, because this was the start of that corny like movie. Again, I didn't like the Fiend and the Mountain Dew. I didn't like that corny mixture of worlds. I'm not with that. I'm not with it at all.
No. No, the
That was
last time I
the worst.
accepted any of that was the Chef Boyardee commercials.
Yeah, yeah. I could do a Slim Jim commercial every now and
Yep.
again, but
Yep.
you got to chill. You got to chill on this shit. So
I
I didn't
hated
like
it.
it.
It looked cheap.
Yeah, it was. It was so cheap. It was very universal, but whatever.
Bad
Who you got for
mask.
number?
The skulls that he lifted up were they just
Yeah, it was bad. The
I
whole
hate
thing.
it. I hate it.
The whole thing was bad.
All right. My number two, Taker and Bray both at WrestleMania 31 because their entrances were completely lackluster because it was still daylight out. Why are you
Yeah,
having these two guys come out when it's
yeah,
daylight out still?
yeah. I wanted to add that. So when I added the next one to mine was the only one that I added that was because something else. You know what I mean? Like all the rest of
Yeah.
these were because of the actual entrance themselves.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
just
that one is the
it was
same.
the dumbest move
So
I've
dumb.
ever seen for
Yeah.
two what do you call them? Not paranormal, but like
Supernatural, paranormal,
supernatural
whatever. Yeah.
freaking guys to come out in daylight and have a freaking scarecrow follow Bray Wyatt. Like what is
Yeah.
this?
Uh, my number one literally is because it's the only one I could find in all of WrestleMania that did not get an entrance was Jack Swagger.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Jack Swagger did not get an entrance. The only
Is it
person I
against
could now, please, correct me if I'm wrong out there, but I couldn't find another person that did not get an entrance at WrestleMania, and that was because he just got that Dewey. He got that DUI.
I need to know what Mania this is. It wasn't against Del
Let me
Rio,
look.
was it?
Let me look. Let me look. Hold on. Right now, we're not gonna. We're not. It was against Del Rio. Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
let me see if Google can do it for me here. Um, oh, you guys. 29? Was it 29?
29 was against, yeah, was against
Yeah.
Del Rio.
Yeah, WrestleMania 29, which also had Undertaker and the Creepy Hands, which also
Yep.
had
Punk.
a few Punk and his. So I mean, there were some cool entrances that
Wow.
happened.
I
And
have it on DVD, of course. I'll have to go back and watch that. Maybe they added it
yeah,
in for the DVD, though. I remember
maybe
watching it live
Jack Swagger
partially.
did not. They came back and it was just him in the ring.
Was Zeb
And
Coulter.
yep, was Zep Coulter. Yep,
Oh my God. Wow.
yeah.
Well, I just learned something, and I was
But,
literally at the movie theater watching it with like 100 people.
yeah, that one was bad. That was
Wow.
bad.
Yeah, that is bad, seeing
That's
as
my
how it's
number one.
non-existent.
I have to put number one. I have to put the one guy that didn't get one. Has to be
Holy
it.
crap.
So,
All right. Well,
hey,
that is Kayfabe Marks episode, I don't know, 15 probably. Who cares?
12,
Um
12, 12 or 13, I think.
no, we got to be after that. I think the last
Hold
one.
on.
Are we counting the last one that we did three days ago as a episode or no?
That was a special one, so I don't count
As a
that one.
special? Okay, we're like 12 or 13.
Yeah, 12 or 13. Any of the specials. So yeah, you're probably right then. We do probably have 15 or 16 different episodes out there. But I
Yep.
just I kind of classify that one a little bit different. But this one, as a regular episode that will come out tonight,
Yep.
tomorrow, whatever. This one I think is 12 or 13. I can't.
Yeah, it's got it. Yeah, it's 12 or 13. I'd have to look.
Yeah. Either
I
way,
don't mark
man, we're
out for
having a
my own
good time.
shit, so
We're having a good time. So, hey, this was fun. I had fun. We
yeah,
had fun.
I feel like we're back on the tracks now.
Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna do one more shot, not a Malort. No,
Ugh.
I'm gonna go back to
I'll
my.
piss pound my last beer before I go and grab like 9 or 10 more.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna finish this. And I'm gonna go down to that beautiful baby and my lovely wife, and we're gonna have some grilled cheese and soup.
Hell yeah. We had freaking macaroni and cheese balls, like that were breaded or
Wait,
something.
yeah,
Like
like
they were
breaded
breaded.
people. So
Yeah.
I got so now we both cook, but my cooking generally happens outside on a grill. Like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be honest with you. I'm not the best in kitchen cook. She's really good. But I got this like fryer, right, for her. And I again, this is another thing I saw on TikTok, but I bought it elsewhere. But I got this fryer, and man, we've been just frying stuff up. And I was like, yo, like this, we can't be eating all this fried food. Like, should we get like avocado oil? And she's like, avocado oil is like $12 for a small bottle. I was like, well, shit, give me the canola stuff, put it back in
Yeah.
there. I want more. I want more fried food. So,
We've been
yeah,
doing the
so
air fryer a lot. Like we just
yeah,
got
yeah.
one. They're so good.
We have so my grandparents who passed, they had a Ninja one that
Oh.
I had gotten for them way back when, and we had that one. So we've been using that one, but we had Cuisinart or Mr. Chef, one of those like pizza oven air fryer
Yeah.
ones, and I think I got to start bringing that thing back out because that thing was beautiful. So anyway,
Yeah.
we're at an hour and a half, so let's get out of here. Love you guys. Follow us, Kayfabe Marks Podcast everywhere. Link trees in the bio thing, all that good stuff. Wildlife Prairie Park. Support your what do they call them? Conservationists? I don't know. Support
Yeah,
people.
and support your local indie show.
Oh,
It could
absolutely.
be
We're
the
gonna talk about
wrestlers of
that
the
too.
future. Don't sleep on them.
We're gonna talk about that real soon. Real soon. All right, guys. Bye.
All right, see ya.